only like women who I share the same pain with. I just wanna heal her so I become painless. We both so in love that we both became brainless. Afraid to open up to the next girl, I do the same shit. It's my defense mechanism. It's my defense mechanism. Gotta act a certain way because I just wanna protect myself. She looking at the situation, asking, damn, do I respect myself? I'm robbing you of a real love because I don't wanna hurt again. You robbing me of a fair chance because you don't wanna let me in. How I really feel because I don't want you to have control. You lie to me and pretend you're happy. You don't wanna be alone. I say things to you that anger you sometimes that I don't really mean.
Check.
You do things out of spite to hurt me, and now they just won't leave.
You check.
And they just won't leave.
You. Make sure y'all got the mics closed.
So they just won't leave. And I don't wanna breathe.
Shout out to all my barbers, shout out to all my stylists. We are beards and bald heads, your whole fat lady.
Face, it ain't scary to me.
Got the flies guy on earth to the left of me, true lies.
Some research on you. Heard the things that you go through. Feel I'm the man that you need, but still I wanna push you.
Soul Survivor Barry in the building. Check the fade, give him the old Nas fade. Look at it. Mr. Aggie proud himself, cousin D in the building. Tonight, sorry for the delay, but when the night is that special, you know the devil be trying to throw little tricks and trades up in there. We have such a precious gem when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to the barber scene, when it comes to, I just can't say DC, but if you ever been in DC and if you don't know these people, if you've been across the world and you don't know these people, hip-hop legends that you gonna find out if you ain't know. We got DJ P. Cutter. We got Just in the building. Thank y'all for coming through tonight. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Just your mic right there?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah. We got you.
All right.
Yo, sorry for the delay, everybody. We got Jersey in the building.
Jersey.
We got Harlem in the building. Patterson, Camden County. Y'all know about that, can't y'all? Them girls down there, you know, Willenboros. Them boys.
Stay away from Camden.
They be right next to Philly. We got one of the best barbers ever. We got so many things that you touch. And we're going to get to everything right now. Let's start it off. In 1993, things done changed. Came from Jersey. Went down to Howard. The real HU. I know we got Aggie problem. We got to give it up for the real HU. I got to get them Hampton people upset.
HU, you know.
There's so many dope people that I know out there. Shout out to all the DJs out there. Shout out to all the barbers out there. DJ CEO and everybody. In 1993.
D didn't like that too.
Oh, man. In 1993, P. Cutter came from Jersey. Set up shop. Not set up shop, I'm sorry. And you were a student. Freshman year.
Yeah.
Freshman year. But before you went down there starting to cut hair? Before you went down, you was cutting, right?
Yeah, I was cutting before I went down there. I've been cutting since I was a freshman in high school. That's when I picked up the clippers.
Ooh. So you was tearing them up when you got down there. Was you tearing them towers up? Tearing that Meridian up? Tearing that Drew Hall up? Let's talk about it when you first got down there.
It started in Drew Hall, you know.
Okay.
I came to Howard. I put up a poster like, yo, take this number if you need a haircut. And after like a week, I had to take the poster down because I was flooded. You know what I'm saying?
1990. How much would you charge for cuts back then?
Oh, $5.
$5 cut. So you had the nickel bags just rocking all through.
Yeah, nickel bags rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
They went a long way back.
You know,
$5.
$5 cut. $5 stretch. What you talking?
it.
What?
That
Get you a
was it.
long way. T, turn it down a little bit. That.
Because back in '93, you know, barber shops was between $8 to $10 a haircut. You know
Yes,
what I'm
yes. You know, one thing we love when it comes to reason why we started this show and what makes everything together, you can't go anywhere unless you're fresh.
saying?
Unless you got that cut. Every time I have to take my trips going down to DC, going down to them homecomings or going down to the Kappa Cool Out, anything that's rocking, just going down for a weekend, had to make sure I had a fresh cut. And when you in that barbershop, it brings all these worlds together. Brings all these worlds together. And when you're like minds, when you're hustlers like the two of you right here, another thing that brings people together is music.
Absolutely.
I think the year might have been like around 96, 97. These two gentlemen met up in Baltimore. Now, Just has a special story we're going to get into as well. When we talk about this mixtape game, when we talk about distributing this mixtapes all over the country, up and down, he came down to Baltimore and y'all met up.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you, I never heard of this. Have y'all ever knew anyone who sold mixtapes in a club?
Nah.
That's what you call a genius. Supply and demand. That's what you call a true hustler.
Yeah.
Supply and demand. Just let's talk about that story that got you down to Baltimore. Let's talk about how you got into the mixtape game, because he was in another game before that. And he found out, look, it's another way of doing it.
Yeah, we was in the streets. You know, I got introduced to the mixtapes early. Before CDs, it was mixtapes, VHS, before DVD. It was early in the game. You know, I took it from the streets on some illegal shit to the mixtapes. And Baltimore was my first stop.
And before you went out there, I'm gonna tell you what I never heard of. I never heard of a telex machine. We used to pause and dub tapes. That's what we used to do. Let's tell us what this telex machine. What was that about? When your peoples from Patterson put you on?
We used to do that. You know, Red Alert, all that. We used to put the tissue paper in the top of the cassette tape and record and all that. We used to do that in the beginning, but when I saved up enough money, I went and got a tape burner, a telex, a 3-in-1 from Canal Street. Of course, at that time, I think I paid about $1,300, $1,200 for it.
Investment.
That was a major thing. That was a big move.
What made you make that move?
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
I was copping tapes, and I had to keep coming back and forth up to New York to get them. So I figured out a better way. Cop the machine, cop blanks from 28th and Broadway in the wholesale district, and get busy and do my own. Buy the masters and start duplicating and distributing myself.
That's what you call a hustler right there. Now, he wasn't just selling. It gets bigger than that. We get down to the club. I think the club was that? I'm trying to. What was the club that y'all met up together? Do y'all remember?
I don't know. I didn't really go to Baltimore like that. You know, I was in DC. What was that?
What was that?
Red something. It was something with the word red in it. But it was downtown. It was by Crazy John's. Cause that was my official post up spot. Crazy John's is where I used to get my paper at in Baltimore.
I tell people, how do you even approach a club owner like, yo, let me do this?
I mean, at the time, I was already known for selling stuff, so a lot of times people was copping stuff from me anyway. The promoter, he had seen me in Crazy John's and he told me about the party. So when he told me about the party, I said, yo, you think I can get my stuff up in there? He said, yeah, come through. It's an open mic, talent night. We'll let you get a table. You know, if you make some money, you just hit us off. It was that type of situation. So, you know, me being an entrepreneur, I went in there and set up shop.
And got busy. And then you said, let me get down. So y'all two hook up. P, do you remember the first time you met Just?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's
because,
talk about it.
like you said, you know, we started from the one deck tape recording, and I ain't even get my stuff from New York. Well, I used to get it from some college students that I went to school with. They came with the mixtapes, and, you know, I used to, you know, dub them and sell them until, you know, one day I had a connect that used to come from New York and bring me tapes, but I would only see him like once in a while. And like just saying supply and demand, I was running out too fast. I ain't have a telex machine or none of that yet. I just was waiting for somebody to come and bless me with some mixtapes to sell in the shop. So I must have went to Baltimore to this open mic, and I seen a nigga there selling mixtapes. So I'm like, yo, like, he's like, yo, you want cop? And I'm like, listen, I want to buy wholesale. Like, you know, I got some people down in DC that need this, and I'm my connect is only bringing me short stuff. So
Now
I remember that night specifically because that was like, you know, that changed the game. You know,
y'all changed the game.
Yeah,
Let's
that
be
changed
clear.
the game for me because, you know, even at that point, you know, I'm slinging haircuts and CDs on the side, and it, you know, it almost became I'm slinging haircuts and CDs. You couldn't get a haircut without a CD. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's how I went down. It's like, you wouldn't cut for me, you buying a CD. There's a package, $20.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean,
now we talking
I
about
remember that day.
So you met the plug.
Yeah, I met the plug. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And I just learned how the plug knew the plug.
I got something to add on to that story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, not only was I selling CDs in the club, I had rented out a mansion from this white dude.
Mm.
We went to the white dude. His name was Al.
Okay.
He had a mansion, like a big brownstone mansion. It had about 15 bedrooms in it.
Woo. Where are we? What city we in?
Baltimore. It's at the same time. It's around the same time.
Yeah.
And we met the dude. The dude said, yo, y'all want to rent a room out in the mansion? We said, yo, we want to rent all the rooms out.
This is before Airbnb, y'all. Everyone who's watching, let's be clear.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely way before. This is 97. This is 97.
Like
so we worked it out. The dude had a copy machine in his office. So we told him, look, we gonna rent the rooms out. We had a whole team. So I had a whole crew of niggas working for me. So I had the telex machine in the mansion, 15 bedrooms. I had we didn't rent all the rooms. We probably rented like 10 of the rooms. It was me and my partner, and we had other people that was selling stuff for us. They was staying there too. And they was paying like a weekly rate for the room.
But how old are you at this time?
Can we get applause?
Yeah, we got to get this. We got to get that. But how old are we at this time? I'm sorry. This is just major, right? How old are we at this time?
I'm like 21, 22.
We have
96.
Woo.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Busting crazy moves.
This is crazy right here.
Hustling.
Long story short, that's where P Cutter first came to cop his stuff. When he met me at the club, I told him, yo, come to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came to the house, he came to the mansion.
Yeah, it was like he said, it was a lot of rooms of mixtapes and different people in the rooms with tapes. You know what I'm saying?
He had the Carter of mixtapes. Over
This is crazy. Yo, he had the Carter mixtape. Nah, this is an ill story.
Operation.
Yeah, it was like the Carter. For real.
Now, he did have a Carter Mixtapes, and he had the connect, which other people didn't have. Can we talk about the story? Because everything is connected. Can we talk about what was it, Brasco? Can we talk about that? How that went down? Or we?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, in the beginning, I used to cop my cassettes from 149th and 3rd Avenue, Stereo Plaza, K Slay, Van Silk, different people. And, you know, me and K Slay got real cool. I met K Slay at the spot, got his number, and started buying wholesale from K Slay. But again, my volume was too heavy. This is before I bought the Telex. So my volume was too heavy for K Slay. He couldn't supply me. He was getting it from a person manufacturing it for him, which was Brasco, I found out later on. So me and K Slay was hanging out one day and we went to Canal Street. He met up with Brasco and I met Brasco at that. That's the time when I met him. I got his information. We exchanged numbers. He took a liking to me and the rest is history.
When we talking about a plug, I'm not sure if he wants to put the numbers out there or what else he supplied. So he's telling me all the blank CDs is coming from Brasco. Every DJ is going to him.
Everything came through him when we opened up a shop called MOS on 123rd Street and 7th Avenue. That was the first MOS.
Hey, put it this way, and correct me if I'm wrong, Just, because at this time, you know, I was P Cutter, but I was the barber. I wasn't even P Cutter the DJ. I was just copping mixtapes from Just, and like he said, Brasco. When Just couldn't come and see me, sometimes he would send Brasco down, and Brasco would come through with the van full of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is even before I started doing my thing. So correct me if I'm wrong, Just, but I know at the time, a lot of DJs, they ain't really sell their own stuff like mixtapes to stores. They would have a master and they would sell masters and then it would be duplicated, which, you know, I felt like Brasco must have been that dude that was copying everybody masters and burning it up and hitting the road up and down the East Coast or wherever he was going. He was everywhere, so I can't even say, you know what I mean?
I was doing it. So me and Brasco, we developed a relationship, and he was copying masters from DJs, but he also was pressing up. So DJs would do both. They would sell their masters and they would try to go out and sell their own, but they wasn't manufacturing it. So they would get it manufactured through him.
Yeah.
And he was getting the masters. Ultimately, what wound up happening is he was putting the stuff out before the DJs could even put their own stuff out.
Absolutely, because he's supplying them with their stuff.
He's supplying their stuff.
It's crazy. They gotta go through you. They gotta go through Brasco. Either he's gonna manufacture or you gotta get the blanks from him. He got it on choke. And who's his right hand man's?
Who gets him that? The engineer? He got to connect with the
That's
engineer?
a great. Tell him who got. They got the China Connect.
The masters?
No, he got the China Brasco. How you getting all the like the?
No, who get the masters?
The China. Oh, you buy the masters. You could buy it
he
from.
would get it from the DJs, whoever was hot, or you know, whoever was really hot in the street that wasn't coming to him. I'm sure he, you know,
press their stuff.
So exactly.
A store got the masters, you know. Because when you're not a big DJ, you gotta understand, you're not gonna be in all the stores. So it's just like me when I started off. You know, I had stores that ain't want to buy the CDs because they like, yo, I don't know who you are, which was cool. But I was like, yo, listen, this is gonna be the hottest CD in the streets, and I'm telling you, mark my words. You know what I mean? But then also with Just as the connect, he know all the stores, so he was putting me on. So I had an upper hand from other DJs to really get my stuff out there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. How were you staying focused in school at this time? Cause we know, like,
So
Word, you're legendary in these towers. I think it was that 5th floor right there. I think they used to be up in that room right. That was the word on the street.
Yeah. I mean, it's
How were you staying focused? Because I couldn't stay focused when I went down there.
Nah. It was no focus at the time. I graduated and I went to graduate school and I ain't start studying and doing work till graduate school. Undergrad wasn't about work, man. I did enough to get by. I did enough to graduate, and then the real work was in graduate school. But I was on my grind. I mean, my motto is team no sleep. So we be grinding, partying, pressing up CDs, distributing, running in and out of town. So I mean, and it wasn't until I graduated, and that's when I told Just, I'm like, yo, I'm about to put my own CD out. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all monopolized the game.
Yeah, I'm distributing, like he said. I mean, I got to the point where even just trying to get stuff quicker, I was calling some DJs like, yo, like Clue, Envy, like, yo, let me get them new CDs when they drop,
Now y'all didn't just it ain't stop right there though. It ain't stop in DC.
We used to cop the masters for Clue from his mom's.
Yep. He used to call his moms like, yo, we need that new, that new presidential impeach the president or something.
That
El Nino or something.
Springtime stick up all those ones right there now.
The great ones.
You're
bringing me back to like 7, 8.
Yo, now they restoring the feelings. They restoring the feelings because they are the soul. They are the soundtrack. They the ones that got you fresh. They the ones when you need that music. I'm telling when I remember one time I'm taking that Greyhound. Who would I run into? I run into Just. Just got the long locks, got the big duffel bag. Always real cool, real mild mannered, just chill. But he said something. He reminded me of what you would say to him because you knew who he was and what he had. Can you tell us what your people said to you before anyone would say, "Hey, how you doing?"
What you got?
What's
great? The Greyhound was my playground. We used to get on the bus for free. Give the guy who throw the bags under the bus a CD or something. Give him $20. They slide us on the bus. But at this time, Pete, tell them about the rooftop movement that y'all started at Howard, and tell them about a couple people that was with you when you was out there, like Guru, Arsonist,
AJ. You got this is that time. This 90s era.
Yeah.
You got a lot of Jersey people. You got the Barakas out there. You got AJ out there. You got so many people in Jersey. And you're rocking with them down at Howard. How was that feel?
I mean, that was just, at the time, you don't know it, but we were setting up a movement that really shake the industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people from my Rooftop Crew, they are heavy hitters in entertainment and in fashion and entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Let's drop some names on. We can drop some names on them.
Like he said, when AJ, when he came to Howard, he was trying to cut hair too, and I shut him down because my skills was nice.
No,
I had people running to me after getting a cut from him. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, you got to take care of me. And he went out of business when I came around, basically, and he could attest to that. And I had other people in my crew like. I mean, you heard of MF Doom, right? Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
His manager is part of the Rooftop Crew. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Diddy's CEO of Comb Enterprises is part of Rooftop. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
My man Geronimo. My man George, he over at Nike. He run the whole marketing for Nike for LeBron's. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like he said, Arsonist was producer. Part of the he was like a subsidiary. Yeah, he was like a subsidiary of Rooftop at the time because he came in like a year after us. And you know what I mean? He became part of the group. I got my man Junior that used to run. He did the whole Jeezy distribution. Matter of fact, I got him a job with Brasco in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That they was pushing That's how Drama and Jeezy and all them got popping because of us. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about
connection.
it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, Howard was definitely AJ introduced me to Mark Pitts.
Young Guru was in there somewhere too, right?
Oh yeah, I used to cut Young Guru hair. You know what I'm saying? Young Guru was part of the crew.
Ain't Guru from Jersey too, right?
Used to
Guru ain't from Jersey too, or from Delaware?
He from Delaware.
Delaware. I know he was. Who is it? With the 5 o'clock in the morning.
Delaware, but him and his crew, they was throwing the parties at the time. You know, he was DJing. You know, he was DJing for Nonchalant, Lauryn Hill.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But he was part of the he was like part of my Rooftop Crew. They had R&F, which was basically the cast from New York, New Jersey that came in a year before. So, you know, I learned a lot from him just, you know, watching them and they movement with Tracy Lee. You know, Tracy Lee was there too. I mean, he from Philly and he had his singles popping with Biggie and Busta. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing in the industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a lot of heat in one school.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of.
That's a lot of. You see, like this is why.
That's just a lot of them. Just them two alone, just spreading a lot of culture through the mixtape game by itself. That's. I feel like special having them on. Like, I
never get lost for words.
Some real shit, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening, like God damn.
I never get lost for
I
words.
I bought mixtapes back in the day that was from these dudes, and you know, in the long run, pretty much probably being down south, especially.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna get to my cuz, and before we get there, because one of the best things to do, and we're gonna be bouncing all around. When it came to that Howard Homecoming, I want my cuz to chill just for a second. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. I want you to explain this one Howard Homecoming right there. Shout out to all my Howard people. This one when Biggie was right here. You got this pic. A big Howard Homecoming with my man Capone. Let's talk about it. How was his homecoming right here? I had some of the best times there.
So you see, so when I got to Howard, you see these two records behind me, right? That was like Ready to Die, the Illmatic. That was the most influential hip hop albums that came out at the time when I was at Howard.
Yeah, I noticed when he put those up right before we started.
I got memories with the Nas, and then Biggie, you know, Diddy went to Howard, so, you know, all his folks he wasn't there at the time, but all his folks was still there. And one year Biggie came through when he was really popping to do the homecoming. You probably seen it on Notorious or, you know, any documentary and all of that. And once he hit campus, everybody was flocking, you know, girls. It was like a wave of people just following Biggie because he was like the biggest thing. And I was like, yo, I ain't gonna follow him, but I'm gonna give a shorty I know, go snap a picture of that nigga right there.
Oh, that was that pic right there?
Yeah, that's that picture that I had right there.
Damn,
Biggie.
We even mentioned
D-Dot.
Yeah.
I was right there, but I was too cool to go through the crowd and try to snap a pic. So I had to get a little shorty like, yo, go get a picture of him.
Yo, I was cool every celebrity until LL was there on the yard. That's the only time I had to fan out. It was Uncle L, you know. Now, Just, you was going all through. I love Howard Homecoming. You was going all up and down this East Coast. Have you ever been to G-Ho?
Been where?
To North Carolina A&T. Were you hitting North Carolina with the mixtapes? Did you ever do that?
Of course. I was in Raleigh. I was in Charlotte. I was in Columbia, South Carolina. I done ran through every town on the East Coast. There's no town on the East Coast I ain't touched.
Cuz now I'm gonna tell you, I thought it ain't get no better than Howard until they called it G-Ho with my cousin Mr. Aggie Pride himself.
Howard get theirs off too, but you know,
that
was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It stopped.
I respect my elders. They used to have it popping.
They did have it popping. I don't think they was. Yeah, they. So you saying A&T wasn't rocking with Howard when back this time?
Not back then. Nah.
Not back then.
We
Okay.
took over now.
Okay. Oh, they said they took over now. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. So you trying to tell me what? You trying to tell me North Carolina A&T's homecoming was better than Howard homecoming?
No, he said now.
It is now.
He said not them days. Not them days.
Different.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you all that.
Oh, you talking about?
Do they compare?
You know, Everybody
no
official
more.
out of school now. Just, we don't know who these cats is in there now. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And there's a lot of things that came through your school. One thing I want to touch, like I said, we're gonna be all over the place. When you're in a barber shop, when you're in the mixtape game, y'all run into so many different people.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
Matter of fact, my man Smiley managed De La Soul, so you know what I mean? I used to, every time De La Soul came to DC, they hitting me. I'm coming through. They coming through the shop. I used to cut a lot of celebrities too at the time, just from the fact I was the nicest barber in DC.
Talk about it. And when you
and when I
nicest barber,
when I say nicest barber,
let's say that one more time.
DC, I'm being humble.
Let's say that one more time.
I said the nicest barber in DC.
Let's go.
Humble.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's funny because when I started doing the mixtapes, I kind of retired a little bit, and I see little people popping up, and I'm like, yo, y'all really like these haircuts? Hold on, I need to get back in the game because, I got more than one talent.
Now that's the haircut. That's the haircut right there.
Now
you say DC, but y'all come from Jersey. We coming from Harlem. You have to know how to survive in DC. They don't really like out of towners. They don't. Y'all two been down there for 20 plus years, almost 20, a long time, and y'all know everybody from the promoters, from the strippers, from the nice girls, the school girls. Y'all know the politicians, the one who working in administration. Y'all have to know how to communicate and share with everybody. It's a special gift of survival. Yo, I gotta ask this one question because in the barbershop they do a lot of arguing about everything.
Okay.
And the one stuff that we don't like talk about on this show is politics.
Okay.
But you've seen a lot of, because you're in Washington, D.C., you have seen a lot of presidents.
Yeah.
A lot of presidents come and go. And now the vice president from Howard.
From Howard.
From Howard.
From HU.
HU. Was there any difference in D.C. no matter what the president was?
What you mean?
The feel inside Washington D.C. because Howard is Howard.
Yeah.
But got the White House down there.
Well,
did it ever feel any different pre-Obama, Bush, Clinton? Because you were there for a few of them.
Yeah, I was there for a few of them. So, it's definitely it's different now, and I don't know if it's because I'm older, but back when Obama became president, even before Obama was president, DC was lit. Now it's getting a little more gentrified, so to speak. So it's changing a little bit. It's supposed to be Chocolate City, but the city's getting gentrified. So a lot of people are moving on the outskirts, which ain't really affecting DC as much, but it's just affecting people that live in there. Like not party scene. It's still a lit city.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I got a story that the first Obama inauguration, I brought Brasco back into the equation.
Okay. You
And
setting up shop?
We pressed up some Obama calendars, and that first Obama inauguration, we opened up a Obama store downtown DC in Chinatown.
Yeah. This is what a hustler's about.
Yo, you know his nickname, right?
The ambassador? Which
Hustle
one?
Simmons.
Say what? Hustle Simmons.
Yeah, that's Hustle Simmons. If anybody knows,
if y'all ever been by that McDonald's set up, he got everything from the forces, from the CDs to before X videos, before Pornhub. They went to Hustle Simmons. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
He had it all.
That one day, for one whole day, they didn't lock nobody up in the entire city. So they made a pact with the police that the first Obama inauguration for one whole day, no matter what crime you was doing, nobody got locked up that one day when he got in inauguration, when he got inaugurated. We made $35,000 in one day.
Is that past the statute of limitation? IRS can't come for that now.
Nah.
We good? We good?
That's all street money. They don't know nothing about it.
Don't tell them about it.
They don't know nothing about it. Yo,
that's funny because, like you said, a lot of times we don't move a lot of mixtapes. You know what I mean? I don't tell numbers because that's how my man Drama got
That's
caught
how
up.
Drama
talking
got
about
caught
numbers.
up.
And we gonna get
They
to
went Rico on Drama for mixtapes. They went Rico on Drama for mixtapes. And that's because
nah, D, because I just found out that story. Good point. Good
What?
point. Because that switched the game up. That switched the game up.
Listen, I was at his studio. Me and French Montana was at the studio about 2 weeks before that happened. And the crazy part is my studio or my CDs that I had in my studio warehouse was way more than he had in his. So, you know, when that happened with him, it kind of had people like, damn, let me move some of this around from one place.
Well, y'all, anybody know why it happened? Oh, we don't have to, you know. It's cool.
I mean, I don't know specifically why. I got my, you know, my thoughts of it. You know what I'm saying? I got what I saw happen as far as like why they came down on him. It was because it's I mean, I saw a few DVDs that he was talking about. I think he was on one DVD I saw with Mike Jones, and that had me being like, whoa, like you telling a lot right now. But he was with Mike Jones, and he dropped a mixtape with Mike Jones, and he was like, he's like, any artists out there, don't go to the label, come drop a mixtape with me because we'll sell more than the label will. And he started giving numbers like, we putting out 20,000 in this, then we selling this amount. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, he really telling.
I don't know what was in that.
Telling his business.
That
you know
ATL water. Because you got BMF with billboards.
Telling artists, hey, don't mess with the label, come to us and do the mixtape. So I felt like that would rub a label wrong.
Yeah, he pulled the heat on himself with that.
Yeah.
And then, not to mention, he was not affiliated, but he was doing CDs and mixtapes for the whole BMF crew, they down in Atlanta. So I think that might have got him a little eyes on him a little bit to make that a little more, you know what I mean? A little more like, damn, who's this dude moving all these CDs?
real bad boys moving silence.
So I don't think he wasn't doing nothing wrong. It's just, I think it was just.
He was loud. He was loud. Huh? He was loud.
Yeah, he was loud, and the people he was doing CDs for was hot. You feel me?
No, I'm with you.
They was, and I almost got not caught up like him because, I wasn't doing a lot of business with them, but I definitely was in touch with BMF, and I definitely had hip hop police following me.
Well, we had cease and desist letters, right?
Oh yeah, nah. I had Jim McMahon from WWF. He was hitting me up like, yo, this Street Wars Mania CD that looked like my WrestleMania. That's popping in the streets right now. Like, you got to fall back on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's big. That's big.
Tell them about the artwork that Ryan Banks drew up, the cover when we pressed up that CD, and we paid for the CDs and never got to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've definitely been in positions where we was putting out too many CDs. Now, how we used to do it, pressing up ourselves, I went and got a little cocky and was like, you know what, I'm going to manufacture because I need to press up 20,000 CDs and that's too much work for me. So I went to a big company like, I need you to press up 20,000 CDs. We did the artwork. My man drew some artwork. Now the people at pressing up the CDs, they ain't recognize nobody on the CD other than Eminem. So when they recognize Eminem on, they like, hold up, is this Eminem CD? And I'm like, nah. I said, you authorized for the music? I'm like, yeah, because I get it straight from Shady. I get it straight from the record label. You know what I mean? But they held my money. They held my CD back. I went to Shady. He was like, yo, I need a letter. I need you to contact these people because they holding up. I got 20,000 CDs that I'm trying to put in these streets and they holding it up. The promotions company from Shady was like, yo, I don't know what I could do. And I'm like, because it's like different departments that regulate that. And he's like, he going behind them.
You can't put your name on it if it gets too It's really like a hush hush type.
I mean, it was just his likeliness that they just knew his picture. If his picture wasn't on it, it would have been fine.
Everybody knew the greatest rapper of all time. Y'all know I'm lying, y'all. I'm just messing with y'all. That's what you do when you get them riled up. That's what
Eminem good though. You know what I'm saying? Eminem, I definitely mess with Eminem. I mess with them at Shady Records too.
That's definitely what it is. You know, y'all played a major part. Y'all played a major part in some of my friends out here in Plainfield that got busy. Shout out to Micah. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Rich.
Yeah.
My boy Micah said, tell him about what is The Office.
The Office?
Yeah. Or is he saying too much, right? Micah, don't get nobody in trouble now.
What? Hold up, Micah over there?
Micah. Now he's on the check-in. He's on the check-in on Facebook.
Oh, what up, Micah?
That's all the fam right there. So he said, let's talk about the infamous Office right here.
Yeah, The Office, man. Listen, I found, not only did I find the plug for Mixtape, but I found the graphic connect and my man Hug, the student at Howard.
Shout out to Hug.
I was like, look, he's working in a computer lab. And I'm like, look, I'm going to give you an office. You just go in there and make graphics all day. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put a lot of work out in the streets. And then Just and Hug, they was in there getting busy, you know, getting busy working. And everybody was falling through. He had Chris, Micah, they was in there interning, you know what I'm saying? They was working, getting busy.
He was in that mix.
Yeah, Yandy used to come through.
Let's talk about it.
Know?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yandy used to come through, get work done. So she needed, you know, I knew her when she was at Howard. You know, we went to Howard together. She was a couple years younger than me. But you know, she used to come through my barber shop, you know, with one of my clients and shit. So,
you know, I gotta ask, y'all have this fame. Y'all have the money. And one thing I was asking Josh, I'm like, you know, you always came across the same. Once I started counting your pockets last night when we spoke. Now I'm counting yours, P. $5 cuts. I know they like 50 right now.
They 60 right now.
Oh, damn.
And I'm about to go up.
Damn. What kept y'all so humble at that time? And I know, Josh, you were saying this right here when it came, you were 5%er. Let's talk about it. And then just and P, I want to hear about you. What kept y'all humble at a time like this? Is a lot of money. It kept y'all still networking with people. Because, you know, some felt like this with y'all.
Well, I'm going to say this. We was learning as we went along. It's not like now where these dudes now coming up, they got the blueprint because we put in the work. We didn't really know what we had. So even though we was getting money, it didn't really seem like we was getting money like that because it was nobody before us that was like to measure it. It was no measuring stick. So what we was doing, it just felt normal to us. That was the norm. We didn't count it like, yo, we rich, we well off, we wealthy, we this, we that.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like a thing. And we didn't like what we had when we had it.
Yeah. Yo, that's a fact. I mean, because, you know, at the end of the day, we hustlers, you know what I'm saying?
True
we
indeed.
Move product. We move what people want, what people need. So at the end of the day, I mean, it was just about making y'all happy. Like making everybody happy with listening to new music, you know, with the haircuts, making you fresh. And you know, when it became, I mean, it was a point that you realize it, like, oh damn, yo, hold on. Yo, they really fucking with me. Like, you know, and the money's gonna come. I mean, that's always business is business.
But
you make a little bit of money, you know,
what
you
happens?
Feel like, yo, I can make some more.
What happens with business is egos start making a different turn.
Mm-hmm.
We started talking about 1996, and I'm still looking right here and right now. Money did not get in the way with y'all. Why?
We had a connection. I mean, you know, like
it's more than money.
It was a passion of mine, and the people that we brought in was genuine. You know, like I had a guy, and I call my brother. His name is Cream. I brought him in the situation. You know, it was bigger than just us. You know, it was me, P, Hug, DNA, which is a essential part of the movement. But then outside of us, we had people in different states. We had people in Philly, like my man Dante. We had people in Jersey. We had people in Atlanta. We had people in Florida. We had people everywhere repping the brand and pushing what we was doing. So it was bigger than just us, and we knew that. So we took care of a lot of people. P Cutter had artists and everything. So not only was he a DJ, we actually started a label.
Managing a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people. But the nucleus with y'all done seen people come and go. Dame, Hove, people break up. It don't happen like that. What kept y'all together? What keeps y'all together?
I mean, this is a common goal, man. Just getting it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a common
It's not
respect.
like-
Respect. That's kind of rare.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what it really is. Me and P Cutter is the same sign. We both Geminis. We think alike.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
That sums it up. You know what I'm saying?
sums it up right there. You know,
because we think, like he said, we think alike. Now, where, you know, maybe Dame and Jay, they was on two different accords, so they was, you know, at some point they was gonna have to go their separate ways. You know what I'm saying?
you know, definitely.
But there was people that drove that. I mean, evidently, yeah, they did. But people can drive that.
You
Them two seem to be tight.
no, they straight up. Paths change, but the paths did not change with these gentlemen right here. But know what I ain't like with a change? Because, you know, Obama brought change. I love Obama, Uncle Barry. But I like pre-Obama rap.
Pre-Obama rap.
Pre-Obama rap. Because black people and our rappers pre-Obama, they was going at it. They was beefing. I like that beef right there. I like when they was spitting and dissing tracks and doing all that stuff. Yo, like D, what was one of your favorite beefs on in rap when it was beef time? Everybody's nice.
50 and Ja Rule.
50 and Joe, that was a mean one. T, who was yours?
Beans and Kiss.
Beans and Kiss. What about you?
Oh, Beans, Kiss, 50 and Ja.
50 and Ja. Now y'all got Street Wars coming out, and that was all about the beef.
Yeah.
That was all about the beef. Y'all had all the diss tracks coming out. Y'all winning Justo Mixtapes awards because y'all had some of the best mixtapes. Let's talk about it. How did y'all feel when the beef was rocking?
I'm gonna tell you this. Street Wars is the best mixtape series that ever come out. And I know right now, you know, drama. Somebody asked him, like, "Oh, you got the best mixtape series?" And you know, to me, Street Wars was the real mixtape because it was a compilation of everybody, and it had a theme. It had a, you know what I mean? It had some entertainment with it, and at the time, I mean, you know, like you said, in the 90s, artists was going back and forth at each other. So, I mean, it was only right to put it out there.
How did you catch any flack from DJs when y'all were putting, because I'm listening to like the first 3 volumes, the first 3 releases, and you took the DJs tracks, the freestyles that were on theirs. Straight jack move. I never seen a DJ do that before.
Nah, it's not even a jack move. That was love. Because you got to understand, at the time, how beef happened, it happened specifically on people mixtapes. It didn't have, like, beef wasn't just coming out, like, this song just wasn't coming out on albums and singles and stuff like that. This was the streets. So if you knew that artist, he would come and do a freestyle and diss somebody and he on your CD, right?
True indeed.
So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be able to put out a Jada Kiss disc going at so-and-so when he did that on K-Slay's specifically for his mixtape, Return of the Jada. K-Slay Drops is gonna be on it. Now, at that time, there was no Street Wars. So for me doing that, if you listen to Street Wars, the only CD that you ever heard other DJ drops was on Street Wars Volume 1. Yeah. Because when I dropped Street Wars Volume 1, it wasn't about P Cutter. It wasn't about anything other than Street Wars. I ain't even put my name on it. I just wanted to show y'all the compilation of the beef and battles going on in the streets, and put the movie out where it came from. I ain't want to cut out K-Slay, cut out MV, cut out, you know what I mean, cut Master C, whoever was having the exclusives. That was part of the game.
Did they take it all as love?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't never had no slack from that. Now, maybe some people, like, I heard people talking like, other, like fans. I mean, he took it from this person, took it from that. I heard a little bit of that, but I ain't never had no beef off of the fact of they drops, because it was their song. Like, if it's somebody right now, I go in a club. I used to go in clubs, and I hear my name all the time. I got the exclusive. You want to play this exclusive track in the club? You gonna hear P Cutter? I'm not gonna be mad at you as a DJ, True. Right? Because at the end of the day, all you doing is helping promote me and knowing that's my song.
Real.
You know what I mean? Now, the only time that anybody it really gave me slack is if they was getting dissed on my CD. You know what I'm saying? Whether
any
the
stories?
DJ getting dissed or some
stories you want to share?
might be getting dissed.
And it's hard to say. That's hard anyway, because like you ain't got nothing to do with that artist saying or
so they really don't.
On that song.
Rappers are sensitive.
They really ain't had no
attacking
beef with
the
me. I mean, it was just the
point.
fact of my CD was so popular, so solidified that they knew, because other DJs was playing it, or it was out there in the internet at some point. But once it became on Street Wars, it was official. Like, it was like.
Didn't one of them go gold?
It made it to the hottest CD out there, so it was official. I mean, I put out mixtapes that they've had in Source Magazine, like it was an album. Like, yo, this song came from P Cutter Street Wars Volume 5. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When it was like we put that out hand to hand. We put the blood, sweat, and tears in that, pressing it up, mixing it, mastering graphics. Like, we had our own operation. You know what I'm saying?
P, this you right here?
Where?
Is this you in this pic right here? That ain't you.
I can't see you.
I'm seeing the guy Khaled. Who's this one right here? Absolute. You got the black, the black with the black fitted.
So that's the Vibe. That's the Vibe magazine top DJs, like 2004, 2005.
How it feel when y'all made it right here?
Say it again.
How did it feel once you got recognized a DJ at this point right here?
Oh man, it was it was love. I mean, all this, all the stuff I worked for to do to get recognized is, that puts icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, it definitely put the icing on the cake that they want to recognize the hard work that I'm doing. Like, because we putting in hard work.
I like that word you just said.
So when you get recognized, that's always love. You know what I mean?
So how's the mixtape game now with the whole digital era now? People not buying CDs no more. So how has that switched over for you guys?
Well, at one point when I'm gonna say 2007 is when we could say I did a CD called a mixtape. Mixtape game is dead, or mixtapes are dead. It was a play on Nas Hip Hop is Dead around that time, and it wasn't dead, but it was like, that thing that happened with DJ Drama definitely put an impact into mixtape sales.
True.
A lot of stores, a lot of distributors was just, a little shook, because you putting your work in and you don't want to get caught up like that. And it was a gray area with the record labels that we couldn't figure out. They couldn't figure out. Like, it was not like they wanted CDs and mixtapes out there heavy, but at the same time, they had this copyright thing that, you can't sell mixtapes. It's kind of like right now, weed in DC. Weed is legal, but you're not allowed to sell it. You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So it's a gray area. It's like, well, I got weed, it's legal. I got mixtapes, it's legal, but they say I can't sell it. So what we do? We selling our artwork, we selling our art and giving the music away.
As a
gift.
That
was the play on it. But now that there's no more CDs, that all it is giveaway. I mean, all the DJs now just make the mixtape and put it on that piff, or now put on, wherever they putting it at these days.
Because everything, it was supposed to be promotional use only, correct?
Yeah, it's supposed to be promotional use only at the time that we were doing it. But obviously, it take money to produce it. So
true indeed.
You had to try to make some money to keep it going.
What was the next hustle? What was the next thing that you did after that? Because during this time, are you still cutting hair while everything else is going on?
Nah, I had retired from cutting hair to do mixtapes full time. So that was a full time gig at that time. Mm. You know what I mean? So let me see. Around that time, I just got back into cutting hair. But, just like Just said, Hustle Simmons, we entrepreneurs. So I started selling clothes. I was selling female waist trainers. Like,
there you go.
Them shits like Kim Kardashian and all them. Yeah, I made a killing on waist trainers. You wouldn't know it was me because, it's female products, but I had Black China, I had Amber Rose, I had all these chicks wearing it, promoting it, and had these girls buying it from my website.
You was the stop before DR.
Straight up.
That's big.
Yeah, or after DR, you go get your surgery and come back.
Need to
you
hold
get
that
waist
thing
trainers,
in.
get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
I want to talk about a story.
Mm-hmm.
We was early on a lot of things. We was early on the mixtapes, but we was also early in the game on the DVD tip.
Oh yeah. I skipped that.
Called the Evolution DVD, where we was getting footage. So while we was putting out the mixtapes, we had a camcorder. We was traveling all over the country. We was getting footage. We put out a DVD. This is prior to like your Smacks, your Fendis come up.
The P-Cutter TV?
Montana, Cocaine City. We was putting out this Evolution DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And quick little story, me and P was walking on the strip on South Beach on Washington Ave, and I had a portable DVD player playing the DVD. We was walking with it, and Diddy and Andre Harrell pulled up in a limo. You remember that, P?
Yeah, I remember that.
And they get out, they going to the club, they got girls with them.
Mm-hmm.
Excited, they about to go inside. I say, yo, Diddy, it's P Cutter, we got the Evolution DVD. Everybody pulling them to go inside. He told everybody, yo, hold up for a second, let me see what they got.
I remember that.
Over. I'm like, yo, you want to look at it? He said, yo, I ain't got time. Just take it out and give it to me.
Y'all got everything recorded.
I took the DVD out, gave it to Diddy. He walked in the club with Andre Harrell. And that was the spark of like a lot of these DVDs coming out. Like Diddy, he keep his ear to the streets. So any new thing that's going on, he trying to get it and then replicate it on a bigger scale.
Another Howard alum.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all had they are Mr. VIP accesses. Everywhere y'all go, y'all VIP.
I love the stories.
Yo, the stories there. I need this backstory for this one right here. The flyest guy on earth. This is one of our favorite shows, True Lies. Y'all were at the last show of The Wire in Baltimore. This is R.I.P. Omar. A man must have a cold cake. I need you, y'all gotta tell me what it was like being on that set of The Wire. That's big.
That was
one of the most powerful shows ever.
Yeah, it was close to the end where I was sponsored by Parish Clothing. I used to promote a lot of clothing companies at the time. So Parish Clothing, they was doing a promotion with me and Michael, Williams and all of that. So we went on set, and it was dope watching it happen. Like I didn't go to the taping, but I met him on set and him changing and getting in the character and Snoop coming through. And, you know, like I said, at the time, I'm bringing my camera, so I'm documenting everything. I met the director, the cast.
Pete
We
Cutter
was hanging
TV.
out for weeks on end, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
But yeah, I mean, it was, you know, he a talented dude, and to be there during the final taping and kind of celebrating with him was dope. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, you know, it's one of them things like, damn, I really made it. I'm in here with an actor that's like famous and shit. You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real. I'm gonna tell you another time, me looking as a, just like, yo, it's certain moments when I would see people, and I remember I'm at H2O, and I see Just come out with the bottle of Mo and Allen Iverson right there. Oh, it was like y'all party that night. It was your birthday party.
Yeah.
This is,
Oh yeah.
but this is the norm. Yeah. This is the norm. Let's talk about it. It's not the norm for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, AI, you know, he went to Georgetown when I was at Howard. So he used to be on campus all the time hollering at Howard chicks, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to see him all the time on campus. We ain't know each other like that, other than the fact of, you know, crossing paths that way with, you know, different females and all that. But once
That Towers boy.
once he was doing his thing, remember his sneaker? He had a sneaker. What was his sneaker?
The Answer.
With Reeboks.
Yeah, the answer.
The Answer. So, like I said, my crew that went to Howard, my Rooftop Crew, my man George's, he was the marketing director at Reebok. You know what I mean? So he put that shoe together. The one that's at Nike now, that's doing all the Bronx. He was doing the AI the Answer sneaker. So he used to invite me to commercial shoots with AI. You know, so I used to be there when AI getting his hair braided. You know, we kicking it. You know, and then of course I'm a Philly dude, and he with the Sixers. So I stayed in Philly, and every time I'm out, he out. So we just kind of connected as being on the scene like that. And every time he see me, he come, we hang out together. Or he got a table over there. We in Miami. You know what I'm saying? We rocking together. It was just his crew and my crew
Dope.
was just rocking. So it was just a normal thing, just kind of like, you know.
No, that's not normal.
Right.
That's not normal for us.
Got that connection.
Yeah, and he a Gemini, so yeah.
That's not normal for everybody.
I'm gonna change it up a little bit before we go, and since nobody got a point, I don't think today. Justice, I'm looking behind you, brother. You got an exquisite taste of alcohol behind you there. So you know, I don't know what you're drinking on tonight, but you know, pour me a shot of that Remy right there.
Yeah. We got a couple things. And you know, that's just on the table. I couldn't get the whole bar in.
Oh yeah.
You know, I got a serious bar. You know what I mean?
Just bar collection is serious. I'm gonna tell you that.
And the sneaker game behind you is even more serious. You know, we got
that's Harlem, baby. That's Harlem.
Some sneaker heads on here, aficionados. That's 2 points and you know a minute. So, what's the favorite pair of kicks you got there behind you? You know, we don't want you to get too deep in the closet, but right there in that pick, what's your favorite?
I got a couple things here. I could pull it out. I got the undefeateds right here. Ooh. These are 97 undefeateds.
I like those. That's P-Way colors. I like those.
What else we got up there?
Got the flu game, the 12s, the reverse flu game.
Ooh.
The J's.
TJ, you got them?
I got just a couple joints.
Them Safari 3s.
The Bill Jackson LA Rams.
Man, that's saucy.
Yes.
Safari 3s.
Look,
T on it, right? He on it with it, right?
I'm gonna tell you, just as official Harlem fly nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, did y'all see that last drink, James?
Those is nice.
Zebra, leopard, and the cheetah print.
Damn.
Official Harlem.
Paul Peter.
Yo,
I watched it. I seen
yo, so Cam said something. This is the most Harlem answer, and if you know Harlem people, you're not gonna get offended. He said something about being humble. He's like, man, I'm never humble. I've been feeling like a star. And now some people might get offended, but if you know Harlem, you know Harlem. It's a certain attitude that you have. He said, I'm practicing in the mirror. Yo, you the man. You the man. Like, I like that confidence. Because people try to talk to himself in the mirror
before he leaves.
Because people feel it's all the, mental illness and all that stuff is bad and all this low self-esteem. Don't be around somebody from Harlem and you're not confident within yourself. What is it with that Harlem vibe? And how does it exude through you? I get a point for exude. I like that. I'm on the board.
Spell it though.
I can't.
It's just how we was raised, man. I mean, we grew up early. You know what I'm saying? If anybody know the story of Harlem, Rich Porter, Alpo, AZ. We was young coming up under them, and they was 16, 17 years old doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? We was probably like 10, 11, watching. These niggas was pulling up in $100,000 cars in the 80s.
Back.
So, we had high standards at an early age. Because what we saw every time we came out the house was big boy shit. We ain't never see niggas broke. Everybody was getting it in Harlem at that time. It's what we call a trickle effect. It was so much there that it was enough for everybody to eat. Everybody was eating. The bums on the streets was getting money.
They know how to get to it.
As a kid growing up, that's our mentality. It's like, it's not even hard for us. We gonna outshine most individuals just because our upbringing and our mentality is different. It's when everybody else blowing their money on drugs or blowing their money on girls or blowing their money on gambling or whatever their habits are.
Y'all
Sneakers is my habit. A $5,000 bar, that's my habit. Like being fresh, rocking throwback jerseys and Coogee, and that's my habit.
Fashion is your habit.
We have all the other shit and all the other habits that other niggas had. It's just a different lifestyle.
Now I want to get back to this.
Bro,
Thank
you.
You.
About 20 pounds of weed worth of
Because
you, so that's a good habit.
As much as you floss, you are a 5%er, and that brings another, I guess, humbleness to yourself. How did the 5% Nation in the guys at Earth? How did that help you out in life? Influence you?
It really taught me how to articulate. I owe it all to the 5% Nation because it gave me knowledge of self. Before that, we went to church and I was there, but I ain't really understand what they was really talking about. Like, it was just somebody preaching and then they was coming around passing for collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who God is. I don't know what this man is talking about. It was just somebody talking. 5% Nation was religion. All the people outside that I was looking up to. So when they spoke, I was listening because I wanted to be just like them. I was emulating the older heads, the OGs on the block, and it was just something I wanted to be a part of because I saw how they was moving, and it's a thing of discipline. That's the number one thing. Like discipline is outweigh any individual. Anybody can have cars, anybody can have girls, anybody can have money. Those things are obtainable. But discipline is something you can't teach. Either you got it or you don't. And this is the way we was raised. So the information was passed down and passed through me. And I was fortunate enough to get out and be able to spread it. Now, I don't brag and boast about it. I don't wear it on my sleeve because the father, which is Clarence Smith 13X, he taught us that it's about walking the walk. It's not about talk. So we live through our actions, and that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about what I got. I'm just gonna let you see it.
Nah, that's real right there. Thank you. And another thing, when you gotta live through actions, and you have a big influence, cause we like, where the OGs who was teaching these kids, who were they watching? They always watch they barber all the time. Everyone loves it. P Cutter, you love the kids. You got a big influence on them.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of talks to them all the time when you chopping them up.
Oh, absolutely.
Talk about it.
I'm like a counselor. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a counselor to make sure that, you know, they on the right path. It's funny now, even as I'm older now, a lot of cats I used to cut, they got sons that I cut now. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And sometimes, you know, fathers might not be able to get through to them because they too close to home, and you know, you might feel like, oh, he always telling me to do this, or you know what I mean, steering me in this direction, which I ain't trying to hear. But you know, at the time, I gotta be that for them. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I gotta be the second voice. It's like the second father. You know what I mean? And I gotta, like I said, I got a couple clients that they having a hard time with their son just as a father. So they always let me know, and then I make sure that, you know, whatever they tell me they doing or what they think about doing, I'm gonna let them know if it's right, wrong, or you know what I mean? Kind of like how to play it. So I definitely love the kids.
And I see you invested, going to the sports games and everything. You're very invested. You guys invest in yourselves. You've been doing that. You invest in others. Mm-hmm. Entrepreneurs, hustlers, been any which way, from party promotions, killed everything.
Yeah. Speaking of the sports, that's what I'm saying. My brother, you know, I help him out with his sports management. Every year he get about 100 people on NFL teams. You know what I'm saying? To get a shot at.
Shout your brother out.
Shouts to Mike Q. You know what I mean? He got the Tropical Bowl, which basically he done found a way to get. He be having like 60 NFL scouts there looking at these young, you know, young brothers and young people from that might not have a chance or look like they not, you know, they not at the big schools, but they nice. So he always gives them a chance to shine in front of these scouts, and you know, some of the folks make it big. I think the last dude on the Colts, I forget his name, but he got a $31 million contract. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a small school, but did his thing at the Tropical Bowl. So shouts to Mike Q, and I just assist him. You know, I help him with the whole graphics, the whole marketing, and everything like that. He does the football part. And I'm like, you know, I'm Coach P. I make sure the kids is good, make sure they at where they supposed to be, make sure I, you know, help them, because it's like, yo, this is your job interview right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to act professional. You got to teach the youth.
You have to
help
teach
them, you know, further their careers.
You have to teach them.
Yeah,
but before
I do that as well,
and you do a great job. We salute you on that. Bringing it back full circle before we close up. You know, you got your degree, you got your master's, you're a master barber. What made you go back and say, look, I got to get back in this barber game?
I felt like, you know, at a point, you know, you doing different stuff. I might be doing music. Like I said, I was doing clothing and, you know, shapers, DVDs, you know, different stuff like that. But with me being the way the internet kind of took over, and now it's less hand to hand, it's less interaction with people, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Now we come from the old school where, you know, you hand to hand and like you interacting. So I felt like that part was missing, where I needed to go back into the barbershop and just kind of reconnect with people. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because there's a lot of people that come to the shop, a lot of important people, especially where I'm at.
Y'all are right. Y'all are still like on the heart of Georgia Ave. Right there. Let's shout out your shop so everybody know the name of your shop.
Shouts the Best Cuts Barbershop. You know what I mean? if you in DC and you want the best cut, that's where you come to. You know, I might be booked up, but everybody else in the shop is nice as well. Like they got years under their belt, and I learned from them. They learned from me. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like when I say I'm the nicest in DC, I mean it. But I'm gonna tell you, there's other people that's right up there with me, so they can say it too.
No
and
doubt.
I work with them.
we got them up on the screen right now. So when you watch it on the playback, they see you. They see you.
Shouts to Federico and Linford. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, we got a lot of important people. We got actors coming through. I'm talking about like
we're talking about Howard University. We can go on and on and on, and we're gonna have to have y'all on again. We definitely will. The last question.
We didn't even get into the artists that we broke.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just
we said that too. We was like, we're gonna need
the Rough Riders, the Hard Knock Life tour.
I gotta get that story. I need that story. What is that? Chill right there. Or that Ghost? Can we get this last story? I don't mean to hold you. Ghost. So shout out to Ghost and they. Whew. I need that Hard Knock Life '99 story right there in Miami. Is it the Rough Riders? Let's talk about that one. It's so much they got.
Yeah, we was down in Miami. You know, that was my introduction into the label situation, the label side of it. And I worked for Fly Tie.
Another Howard alum.
Legendary. And I was with the Rough Riders doing Street Team. And you know, that was the spark that created the whole Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, that whole movement.
Can you tell him what happened once you got up inside the crib? First of all, they said they're gonna fly him out. He said, "Nah, I got it. I got it."
The Train Connect.
Shout out to my brothers with the Train Connect. That Amtrak Connect. Y'all know about it. You get down there, and he asks, "How many boxes of CDs do you have going down there?"
Yeah, I put that call into my man Brasco, the plug. You already know. Send that through. Brasco, send them boxes through. We out here.
He got thousands of CDs.
It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, man. I was in Miami with Cool G's on.
He had a new Coogee for every hour.
Like I was crazy.
For every hour, he had a new Coogee.
It was 80 degrees. I had Cool G sweaters and shit.
Extra flow.
I had a story. I think we passed Nori. Nori was like, damn, homie, you hot. You got the Coogee with the hat on. I remember that.
Yo, I
definitely, because I'm styling on him.
Styling on him. Every club they was styling on him. I'm seeing
the Coogee King. I had 10, 15 Coogees.
Nope.
Sweats, matching hats.
Phil Huxtable.
People know me from that time. They know I was rocking Coogees with the Nick kit.
D, this how small the world's are. He was like, it was only one person who was rocking Coogees like him. Rabio.
Yes, sir.
Cuz though Rabio too. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Small world of great people.
Rabio?
Oh, you know Rabio?
Yeah, Rabio went to Howard. This is all Howard.
Rabio, the young boy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the Howard people.
Rabio.
Damn, we gotta wrap this one up.
I know Rabio. That's my people's homeboys from T-Neck. So yeah, definitely.
Jersey in the building. How important? This last thing before we go. You went to HBCU. Some people have different feelings against education. It's bigger than education. It's a network.
It's a network.
Let's talk about how important that network is at a HBCU before we close it out.
I mean, listen.
For the both of y'all.
Like a lot of the people that I know right now that's doing major things, you know, I was networking with them at Howard. I mean, it's just a thing that, you know, I don't know about any other HBCUs because I ain't go there, but I'm sure they around and I'm sure they got, you know, I'm sure they in them same places as some of these Howard folks, but, you know, I know a lot of Howard folks that's really doing their thing in a lot of different industries, you know what I mean? So it's like almost like if I needed something from a certain industry, all I got to do is tap in. All I got to do is put the word out there like, yo, this is what I'm looking for. yo, who got the dispensaries in Colorado, and you're gonna find a Howard dude behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Just yourself as well. Thank you.
I'm gonna say this. My daughter's at an HBCU right now, so we continuing the legacy.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's at Bowie State.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No, I'm sorry for the delay in the beginning. Like I said, I'm never really a loss of words, but you guys are so powerful that we have to do this again. Cause there's so many other stories. We appreciate you coming on. We definitely do. How can they reach you? Because everyone else is going to have y'all on y'all shows even more. Because we didn't even talk about the other shows you want, putting people in Sirius XM, doing this. We didn't even get to all that. How can people reach you on social media?
Well, they can find me on Instagram at DJP Cutter. You know, that's my music page. Or if you looking for a haircut, you go to at PQ the Barber. You know what I mean? Best Cuts Barber Shops. And Facebook, same thing, DJP Cutter. You know what I mean? That's how you reach me.
Thank you. Just how can they reach you?
730 Entertainment.
Yo, what?
730 Entertainment.
Instagram, Twitter, all platforms. 730 Entertainment. That's my company. We've been doing that 730. We got stories behind that too, but that's a whole nother episode.
No, we're gonna make it happen again.
That's funny. I want to talk to you.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk
We got a
some more.
730 Entertainment that we was rocking with in North Carolina that we probably changed a couple of characters to make it different, but
it's a small world.
Speak to you again about that word.
It's a small world. Y'all want to give me shout outs before we wrap this up?
Oh man, shouts to everybody that supported, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that still supporting. You know, shouts to everybody that helped me out doing what I do, like Just was saying, DNA, Tight Cream, you know what I mean? Hug everybody from back at HU. You know, look them up.
Any shouts, Just?
Yeah, I mean, I want to shout out, like P said, all the people who helped us all across the country. Also the club promoters, because
we didn't even get to Dream yet.
Infamous for setting up shop in front of the club.
We didn't even get to our dream stories yet. Next
shout
time.
out to all the club promoters, man. We won for a long time, man. I had a 17-year run. Nobody had runs like that. But you know, the Mark Barneses and the Abduls and they always show love, man. The Tazes and you know Danny Davis, Alex
and G.
Florida Mayor in Miami, George Duke. You know, the list goes on and on. But across the country, across the globe, Phil the Mayor. A lot of people doing their thing. You know, I know Club Live. That's how people's doing that. But also, man, you know, the artists. Because without the artists, it would be us. You know, the Joneses, the Cantons, the D-Blocks, you know, the real, the fabulous.
Shouts to all the artists, like he said, making that good music around that time to make our CDs hot. Shit.
You know, the Red Cafes, the Manos, Rick Ross, Jeezy, you know, the real underground. Basically, every artist who got their start from a mixtape, which is damn near pretty much everybody.
Man, that's real talk. I want to give a super special shout out to my boy Samad for hooking this up.
Absolutely.
Yes,
thank you to y'all. Thank you for everyone. Make sure y'all watch BKS1 Radio TV every day. It's always something new. Make sure y'all share this on Facebook. Make sure y'all share this on YouTube. We're gonna make sure we make this happen one more time. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to my barbers. Shout out to my stylists. Shout out to the ambassador. Hustle Simmons. P. Cutter. Appreciate y'all.
And if you ain't got these, get you one.
There you go. We are Beards and Bald Heads. See y'all next week.
All right,
y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, yo, peace.
Peace.
Salute.